By 1989, 3 years after arriving in New York, Sandra Bullock was a working actress. She landed roles in a couple of off-Broadway plays and low-budget films, and then a TV movie in Hollywood.
What was the first big break for you?
The Bionic Showdown.
What was that?
And why did I bring up something that you had no idea existed? It was my very first job, and it was the proudest moment I've ever had. They were going to unearth the Bionic series and create a new girl. And I was going to be that girl, and everything was Bionic.
The new Jamie Summer, you were going to be the whole
Yes, and I was sort of, they brought in Jamie, I think, to sort of counsel me, and I was, you know, to run faster and jump higher than any person had ever jumped before.
I'd really love to stay and talk, but you know, I left my iron-on back at the hotel room.
Somebody that I worked with said, I remember you needed to have time to do your emotional prep, and I was like, what was I thinking? I was Bionic. What do I need to do a prep for? But to me, that was really, you know, my shining moment.
After finishing the Bionic Showdown, Sandra decided to stay in Los Angeles.
And there were actually several things that you were not the first choice for early in your career that you got.
Most of my jobs I'm not the first choice for. I'll take sloppy seconds anytime.
That's not bad?
No, absolutely not. How's my hair looking? I'm just kidding.
It's all about the hair.
I'm totally joking. Was there something wrong?
No. I just want to clean you up now that I got the
joking.
chance.
I want you to keep all that. This is good.
No, this is the shot right here. Continuing. Working girl, you were the...
Absolutely second choice.
Sandra eventually got the part on the short-lived sitcom based on the hit film, but first choice for the role was Nancy McKeon.
There's so much stigma attached to someone else's fingerprints having been on a script, but if you look at some of the greatest breaks in this business, you know, it's because somebody else let something go, but that person just might have done something like that, you know, doesn't want to repeat a performance, wasn't in the right headspace to do so. I'll take, if something moves me, I'll take it. I don't care who's sat on it, lived with it, slept with it. Well, maybe slept with it, but I don't want to be that sloppy a second. But I was very lucky that certain opportunities passed by me that somebody else didn't want.
In 1993, Lady Luck showed up again. Actress Lori Petty dropped out of the action movie Demolition Man, and Sandra stepped in. She was tough enough to hold her own against star Sylvester Stallone.
Here it's great because you have the sun and you can go out and get a cappuccino, or you can, you know, but the only problem with that is that I think you're so exposed, you know, not me because nobody cares who I am.
That wasn't true for long. Demolition Man got Sandra noticed, and there was a lot more of her to get noticed in the low-budget film Fire on the Amazon.
You were nude once in a movie.
Hell yes, but I had duct tape in all the places because I didn't trust them with good reason. So what people don't realize is duct tape, it's very sticky, and once it adheres to certain textures, very tricky getting it off. So that was probably the most difficult role to date. That roll of duct tape was the most difficult role to date. You know what? No, everything that I've done. Even though I was ugh, that was just not good work. I did it and obviously felt a reason to do it, and you know, one day there'll be a good reason for having done it.
Sandra was second choice again when Halle Berry turned down the female lead in an action movie set on a bus.
Stay on or get off. Stay on or get off.
Hold on!
The movie Speed later shifted Sandra's life into overdrive. At the time, she thought the stunts were harrowing.
I have no control whatsoever because the guy who's driving it either in the bus or on top has all the control, so when they're crashing up against cars, I'm slamming on the brake hoping the thing will stop, and it doesn't. So that's a little scary, but I think I'm becoming a little used to it. I'll probably be jaded by the end. You know, things will fly over my head. I won't even notice it anymore.
She didn't know the worst was yet to come. Up next, Sandra plays Meet the Press.
Now I know how the president feels. This is when you go, what if somebody wanted to go harm my family?
And later,
I don't know if that's something that I really want to admit, but I'm revealing it to you.
With the success of Speed in 1994, Sandra Bullock became a bankable star. The girl from Virginia who dreamed of being an actress suddenly discovered she was famous.
Was there a point, though, after Speed when you realized your life was going to be different?
When it affected my family, when there were vans and cameras outside on our street in the house that I've lived in all my life. Now there was this influx of media in the neighborhood where I rode skateboards and bicycles, shooting cameras at my parents' house saying, if you don't give us information, we will reveal the address of your home. And this is when you go, what if somebody wanted to go harm my family? You know, so that sort of blackmail tactic, you're like, okay, I have to sort of adjust and shift and think differently, think more on the, you know, offensive rather than the defensive, and pre-plan. It's just about alerting. So it affected me in the fact it affected all the people around me.
It didn't take long for the media to turn its attention to a juicier topic, Sandra's love life. She was involved with actor Tate Donovan. The couple met while making the movie Love Potion #9 in 1991. But the 4-year romance wilted under the pressure of fame.
Is it easier to date somebody that's also in the public eye?
I don't think it's easy to date for people, period. Whether you're in the public eye or whether you are someone who works at a bank, or it's difficult across the board.
After Speed, Sandra was in great demand, but there was only one part she pursued.
I don't want any flowers from you. I am not wearing black underwear, and I definitely do not want to move in with you, Jack.
You really wanted the role in While You Were Sleeping.
Oh my God, yes. And it kind of makes me sad that I haven't wanted something like that in a long time. That's the last time I remember having wanted something. I miss the process of having to work for something that I really want. And that's one of the luxuries of this business, but it's one of the things that I secretly miss about having been on a struggling level. That's why I think sometimes I sabotage myself just enough to where I fall out of favor, so I can find what motivates me and impassions me, so I can move in that direction again.
The romantic comedy was a hit and solidified Sandra's image as the girl next door. In 1996, she took a supporting role in A Time to Kill and began killing time with co-star Matthew McConaughey.
And it sort of just kind of gradually happened, how those good relationships do. You start off as friends, and then you're hanging around each other, and you're hanging around each other, and you're hanging around each other, and then, you know, one night dancing, I don't know, all of a sudden both of you look at each other and go, whoa, did you just feel that?
Sandra never commented on the relationship.
When you're in the public eye, you have to sort of do covert dating, because you'd like to go through the stages of the getting to know you, the honeymoon, the being uncomfortable, the realizing that you're not perfect, the going, oh my God, do I want to be with this person? You'd like to get over the major hump without the outside commenting on what you should do, because I'm sure it influences what people think.
The couple remained friends after they broke up, but for Sandra, it was yet another failed romance.
I don't think I was the person I wanted to be or could be in a relationship to be a good partner. I was flighty. I was, you know, someone said to me, you always have your running shoes on, and I did. I always had a pair of sneakers on standby going, oh, not working, I'm out of here. And it's easy to bolt. I would bolt so much. Any reason to bolt, I would bolt. And so I knew there was a reason for that. And I think it's also, it's timing, and it's, you know, finding that person that makes you, it's a silly line, it's been used many times in films, makes you want to be the best version of yourself. Who makes you step up to plate? And if someone doesn't make me step up to plate, it's not a balanced place for me.
By 1996, 4 of Sandra's films broke the $100 million mark.
Your mom being a performer, what did she think of all your success?
She just wanted me to do work that I was proud of and that I enjoyed. And the only advice I ever remember my mother giving me, she goes, I don't understand why the peoples, they cry when they get the awards. The beauty pageant, they cry the whole time. Don't ever cry. And I was like, okay, I won't ever cry. So to her, the big thing was just don't cry on camera. I don't know what that means, but she just thought there's, I mean, I think she saw that as false sometimes. I mean, I don't think she ever saw a genuine crying moment, you know, but She was referring more to beauty contestants. I don't know how that impacted my life or my decisions, but it's a piece of information that swims around my head.
Well, see, I was hoping you were going to bust down and cry in the interview.
I can't do it. No, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Up next, a movie that could make anyone cry.
What was the worst piece of crap ever made?
And later,
I'm absolutely panicked about marriage.